Hello, hello, hello. It's probably already Friday for you guys. So happy Thursday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to go over how to create consistent characters, whether you are using them for storybooks or you're using them to create characters for different images of digital art. Okay, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Miss T, the Digital Craft Queen, and here you are going to learn how to create children's books and digital products using AI and Canva. All right, just a disclosure, I am a stay-at-home mom and a wife, so you may hear the family in the background on any of my lives or videos. And still, the show must go on. So just thought you should know. All right. So let's get started. All right. So as you can see on my screen, I have Asia. Okay, this is her name. All right, this is a cute little character that we created actually some time ago for a demonstration I did on live for a children's book. And as you can see, I have a character sheet. This is what it's called. I hope you guys can hear me because now here comes the noise. The character sheet where I have Asia showing different facial expressions, her body in different positions here, and action poses. That is absolutely great because I will be able to see how she can be placed in the story, how she can be placed, whether I want to use her for different promotion or marketing or in the book cover. And then this is also cute as well because then I can be mindful of how maybe I want to prompt her as a character with the different facial expressions. So let me show you how you can do this. Now, this is for any character you have, even if you're just making girls for journal covers or characters for party favors, okay? And you're really working to get consistent characters, okay? So I want you to look at this prompt here. Very simple, easy prompt. All right, I'm gonna just my screen so you can see a little bit here. All right, let me just stretch it out. All right. Now I want to make sure you can see. Let me make sure you can see. All right, you can't because my banner. All right, let me move my banner out the way so you can see it very well. All right, hide that banner off. All right, perfect. Now you can see a little bit. I said off now. Now StreamYard, don't you start. You being like a Canva and the rest of them, you'll be acting crazy. All right. Okay, so here you go. This is a very simple prompt you're going to see. I hope you guys can see my screen. If you can't, let me know. All right, we're going to create. I'm going to add to it. Create a character sheet with different expressions, turnaround, and action poses. All right, this is the simple prompt that's going to give you the sheet. So let me just add one of my other characters here just so we can see how it generates. I am using ChatGPT. If you do not want to use AI, I'm so sorry, but we're using AI over here. So let's see. Let me grab one of my other characters here. Okay, let's use something a little unordinary, right? Let's say I wanted to use her, and I want to use her to maybe create stickers or, you know, a journal, notebook cover, different notebook covers. All right, so here we go. I'm going to press enter, and it should generate. All right, so this is just one different way. I actually have another way, so while that's generating, let me just show you quickly what I created as well. And this is really going to be so helpful. So here, all right, this is called a storyboard. So this is two different ways you're going to create your consistent characters or scenes. This is the actual storyboard, and this is a 20-image storyboard. Now, I asked for ChatGPT to create me a prompt that could generate 6 scenes, 8 scenes, 10 scenes, and 20, because I just wanted to see how far it could go. Now, I brought this prompt. I'm using Google Gemini, okay? I'm using a free account here on Google Gemini, and it was able to generate my 20 scene board. Now you may say, "Oh, Miss T, that's great, but okay, how am I going to use it to actually create a book or take the images?" Now you could take this in Canva and separate it and crop out every image. All right. But it's a possibility that everything may not come out so clearly. All right. So I'm going to show you how you can generate each individual image. All right. So the work had already be done for you. So all you have to do is format it in Canva and put your text on it. And two, I'm going to show you how you can also bring the storyboard into Canva and start separating the images and make sure you have a high quality image. These are great not only for your storybooks, but creating scenes and making YouTube channels. All right, children animated stories are very popular right now. You can take this, you can animate it using Grok, using Kling if you have Kling. You also can take it and just put the words on the picture and have a avatar read the story aloud, and you can have a still picture video, all right, or create a YouTube channel or even a TikTok or Facebook. Animated stories are really popular right now, and this is very beginner friendly before you start getting into characters talking and moving and doing all the things that you probably haven't seen on TikTok and Facebook with animated series and videos. Okay, so let's go check on our character sheet and we'll come back to storyboards. If you're not following me, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe so you can learn more ways how to create with AI and Canva. So let's go back to Chatty. All right, here we go. We have our character sheet for my girl here. Let me open this up so you can see it really well. All right, so again, it gave me some different facial expressions. I have some different positions that she can be in. I have action poses. I have her in. Now you're like, again, this is really cool. But you're like, Miss T, what can I do with this? Well, if you have Canva, I'm going to copy. If you have Canva and you have Canva Pro, you know now you can take this in here. All right, I'm going to open up a new canvas here. Come on, get it together, Canva. Wake up, child. It's late. All right, and I'm going to paste it in here. Now, if you have Canva, you have this lovely, lovely app available. You will be able to do this, and it's called Magic Layers. So you either could use Magic Grab to grab each individual image out, or you could use Magic Layer. So let's try Magic Layer. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to analyze the whole character sheet here, and it's going to be able to now make this single flat image into a multi-layer image, a multi-layer sheet that I now can move everything around. All right, so let me show you. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me if you're here. If you not, okay, so here we go. If you're not subscribed or follow me on TikTok, let me go. Now here we go. This is a chance. AI start doing some wonky donkey things. Okay, so here, let me move this. It kind of messed up our bottom here, but for the most part, all right, you got some pieces here that you can work with, and that is pretty good. Okay, you have action poses. So now you can take her. All right, let's just show one. We're going down here, and now you go. Now that don't look so good. So one, let me see if I can upscale her. Let me see if we add if she can be fixed. If not, let me show you quickly how we can go ahead and get them ready. All right, so that don't look good at all, and that can happen where it gets distorted. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna tell ChatGPT now to recreate at 1024 by, I'm gonna increase the pixelation, 1024, all right, 300 DPI, high quality, all right. Let me see everything. Upscale. All right, and I want to do that. I'm going to have it recreate. all right, because I need the image to be at a higher pixelation. So when I take it apart, it's not looking crazy, okay? And this is exactly what I did. Oh, those are book covers we created earlier today, guys, on TikTok Live. I do occasionally go live on there. All right, this is exactly what I had to do. So again, let's look at some other ones. Let me see how the facial features, if I enlarge them, is it the same? Let's see. All right, yeah, not as high quality, a little distorted. So let us see what it looks like after I gave chat some directions to upscale the work. All right, because we want to be able to use the characters. All right, well, other than that, these are great for stickers. All right, we want to make stickers for her. All right, these as well. But we want to be able to use them if we wanted to make book covers. All right, all these different layers here. If we don't need them, we can take them out. All right, but we want to make sure we enlarge it. It looks good. All right, let's go back to Chatty. Let's see what we got here. And that is ChatGPT. Sorry, somebody asked me who is Chatty, and that's what I call it. But it is ChatGPT. That's the account here. This is one of the image generating platforms. There's so many that you can utilize. Google Gemini, Google Flow, Leonardo AI, Grok, Kling. All right, so there's countless ones. You find one that is affordable and within your budget. There are a lot of free platforms you can utilize. Of course, there's a limit, but you'll be able to utilize them and still be able to get what you need done. All right, ChatGPT, you're taking so long. All I ask is for you to upscale and make a little tweak. All right, while it's doing that, let me go and show you the storyboards. Okay, all right. So let me show you what we did. I did this in Gemini. This also is going to help. All right, so here, this is a grid layout. Let me show you the prompt. If you want to go ahead and screenshot that, you can absolutely have it, okay? I'm also, let me just copy it and put it in the comments as well, because I want you guys to try things out. If you're watching TikToks, YouTube videos, Instagram lives, put in the work, try out. Whatever they're giving you, give it a try, okay? And post it, all right? While you're learning, you go ahead and turn around and turnkey and teach somebody else and show them what you created. All right, so I just put that prompt in the comments so you can go ahead. Oh, they split it up in like multiple, but I don't like that. Maybe I'll put it in the description. Well, it's already in the comments. All right. All right, so let me show you what I did. Okay. So I got the storyboard. That's great, but that's not really useful to me. All right, so I asked ChatGPT to give me some other prompts where I can create different pages, okay, of the storyboard. All right, different pages based on the story. It's going to give me my story. It's going to give me my prompt for my characters. All right, to make sure it stay consistent. All right, and this is how many panels I asked for. All right. Let's go over to this one here. Now, I made a mistake here. Now that Gemini has added images, we have to do like ChatGPT and go over into the images section. I thought I could come over here in the chat box and then add the prompt, and it did not. It gave me text. So now, like ChatGPT, we have to make sure we click on images if we want to generate actual images. So that is what I had to do. So we came over here. I redid it again. This time I did 8 scenes. I said specifically, I changed the art style. So I said, create an 8-scene children's doodle art style storybook. I said what age I wanted. I want the theme of my story. And then I just gave a short prompt this time, okay? You guys go ahead and screenshot that if you want to use it and change it. So again, it gave me the scene, and this time in Google Gemini, it did not give me a storyboard, but it gave me each individual image for my story. it generated with one prompt the 8 images I needed for my story. Guys, this is a game changer. You know, if you're generating something, you have to generate what? One image at a time. In Gemini, I guess this is something new for them, but I said create 8 scenes. I shortened up my prompt from the storyboard and I said scenes instead of what I said before, which is what? A visual storyboard. Now, this is great. If you're going to work with an illustrator, you're going to work with an artist, this is great to give them and say, look, I already created a storyboard for you. This is kind of the direction I want you to go. Here you go. That's perfect. And they're going to know you know what you're talking about. So they won't go ahead and take advantage of you, which I'm hearing a lot of illustrators are taking advantage for those who are newly authors and first-time publishers. All right, so y'all need to be on your stuff, and even if you just use AI for this, okay, just to give them a heads up, this is my visual I want for my book. All right, if you don't want to use it for actual images, but you can use it as a conversation, so they know you know what you're talking about when you go to talk with these professionals who may create your books for you. So instead of Storybook, this time I just put the actual scene, not Storybook, and Gemini did its thing. This is a game changer. So imagine you now can generate multiple images of your story at a time. Of course, you got to double check, make sure things make sense. If not, you can go back in, grab that scene, grab this image, and then say regenerate this image for me. All right. So this is a game changer, and it's going to make it very easy and even more efficient to create our storybook images. And if it could do it for storybook images, it could do it for journals. It could do it for coloring book pages. All right. Specifically saying these words. Okay. So of course, I had to go back and try it again because I was like, I don't think so. It did not work. It looked like 8, 10 is too much. All right. I told it to do it for 10 images and it did not do it. Okay. And so again, it looked like 8 images or 8 scenes is the max, especially on a free account. I'm using a free account. However, if I have a paid one, I can go ahead and do 10, 20 scenes and it will generate each individual page on its own. And that's amazing. That's going to cut down a lot of your work. Okay. So this is one I did. I tried a different style. This is a claymation style. This is still helpful because I still can use these images again for a YouTube channel. All right. Maybe for a digital book. I will not use this to actually go publish on Amazon KDP. The other one I showed you, those are quality images. You can go ahead and format those and put them in a book to publish on Amazon KDP. Okay. All right. So again, let me just show you the actual simple prompt I use. Okay. I got my simple story of what I wanted to be about. And I said, create 8 scene. I gave it the art style. It said it's for a storybook and the age. And again, it was able to generate each individual scene for me. Now, I don't know if ChatGPT can do this. I have not tried it yet in ChatGPT, but while I was getting the video ready for you guys, I decided to go ahead and try it here, and it worked perfectly in Gemini. So this is absolutely amazing. All right, let's see if Chatty got it together and have upscale my stuff. Okay, so let's see. It looks a little high quality, a little bit better. I'm gonna go ahead. Sometimes I'm lazy, I copy and paste, and that might have something to do in Canva as well. So I'm going to download instead of copy and paste and bring it in. All right, and let's see now the quality compared to how I did before. I told it to upscale, make some changes. All right, I'm going to bring it in. All right, I'm going to click on Magic Layer. Separate these images. All right, this is a character sheet. All right, let's go on edit. Let's click on magic layers. If not, maybe Magic Grab might be a little bit better. So I'm going to try both. I'll undo if Magic Layer still makes the images a little bit distorted. Yeah, sometimes that cut off, sometimes it don't. I gotta go down to work. That guy didn't come back yet. All right, let's see. Okay, I separated it. Let me just make another sheet. Let me bring her down. Let's see. All right, remember Magic Layer, it removes a lot of layers here. So, ooh, it didn't separate this one. Interesting. All right, but still, let me bring her down. Let me see how she looks. All right, she look a little bit better, but that's distorted though. Let me just see. Let me try the faces. Yeah, still distorted. All right, so this might not be the best for these characters. That style. So let's see. Let me try Magic Grab. And see if Magic Grab is better for this than Magic Layer. Now that's a little bit of work, but if everything turns out good, that's okay. You got what you wanted. So let's go ahead. Let's grab her. All right. You see it has the purple outline. So I know I grabbed her. I'm going to click grab. Now let me see if she comes out a little bit better than when I was trying to use Magic Layer. Again, I'm just going to bring her down here. And let me see. All right. It's a little bit better, but it's still some distortion there. All right. And I think I have too many. All right, it's almost there. Let's go. Let me see. My other one, how many images I had? Not that many. It was very clear. All right, so this have a little too many. So I'm going to tell chat to recreate and limit to, let's see, three per images in each section. All right, so let's see, it recreates because probably there's too many images there. And this is my first time using the actual like design character. I want to try again with a storybook character. See if I'm going to have the same issue. I shouldn't. Let me see, what are my characters here? Where are oh, I'm going all the way down. This is old. All the way down. Yeah, let me try my skateboard girl. Let's try her. All right. Different expressions, poses, and expressions, turnarounds, and action, poses, limit to 4 each category. And I spell it. All right. I know line limit. All right, let me see what we got. Okay. I'm just gonna have it generate that. All right, now this is a little bit better, and I think the quality is gonna be great because there's not so many. I already see the difference even in ChatGPT. All right, so let's go take her over here back to Canva. All right. Yeah, I just think it was too many on the sheet, so it doesn't make it high quality here. All right, now. Okay, now let's see. Now I think we're cooking with grease here. All right, let's do background remover. All right, I'm going to remove the background. I'm going to click edit. All right, let me upscale her first. All right, upscale. All right, again, I'm using a pro Canva account. We're utilizing all these tools that they have here. All right, cool beans. And now let's use Magic Layer and see if now that will come out a little bit better. But I'm really excited about what we did here in Google Gemini. If you guys try it, make sure you let me know down in the comments that you tried that actual prompt out. All right, now let me see. Why I got this black space here? Okay, let me remove it. And now I think we got something here. Okay. All right, that's a little bit better now, okay? All right, that's a little bit better with her expressions and being able to utilize her there. Okay. All right, now we got a little bit better character. And she could be good for stickers. She could be great for journal covers. All right. And if you're using even a better upscale tool like I Love IMG, I'm sure it'll make it even more crisp. Okay. Canva upscaling tool is getting there. It's not the best. Look at her. So cute. Okay. There you go. So now you got you a consistent character that you can use. You can make all kinds of things with her. Digital products and even turn her into physical products, or use her in a cute little story, make a calendar, make a journal cover, make a notebook cover. Okay. All right, let me see what it's doing with my other character. All right, here we go. It's asking me which one I like. I like this one better. All right, so here I got my character. Again, she would be consistent. I can go ahead and do the same thing. Take her into Canva, either do Magic Grab or Magic Layer. And then now I can go ahead and have her inside a storybook, a notebook, whatever I want to use her for, okay? All right. Let me just show you one more thing. So this is the one, again, it didn't do quite the generation of separating each different scene. All right, so I again copy and paste and brought it into Canva. And as you can see, it was very distorted. All right, this is the whole thing. I just went and kind of cropped it. Just wanted to see. So this is the whole scene I brought in here, but some of the things look distorted. So what did I do? I went back into Gemini, did the same thing I did in Canva. All right, I told it to recreate to 1046 by 1046. All right, that's increasing the, decreasing the pixelation. And I told it to make sure it's 300 high quality. Now, I think Gemini did a little better than chat, what I've just seen with the other character, because when I brought it back, now look how cleaner that is. Look how it was before when it first generated. Okay, it's blurry. I really can't use it. It's distorted like we were fixing with my other character. All right, if I crop it and enlarge it, not really good. That's low quality. But it regenerated. Now look at that. Look how much better quality that is. Again, I can turn this into a YouTube channel. I can turn this into a flip book. All right, this could be great for a digital book. I would not necessarily turn this into a physical book. All right, it could be a little bit more structured, but this is called claymation style. So this is another art style for children's books. And as you can see, it is the entire thing here. I just cropped it little at a time. I brought it right in from Gemini. I just, again, right click, copy. All right. Oh, these are some of my other ones, guys. My other character sheets I did. All right. And I saved them here in Canva. All right. So I just, again, right click, paste. Yep. And I just brought it in. I'm sure it's a better way. But this is the fastest way for me. All right. You can just keep making copies here. All right. You can go ahead and crop. There you go. All right, there you go. You got your next scene. All right, and you can go ahead and do it like that. All right, and keep going. All right, look at everything, read your story, make sure it looks good. If you want to, you can go ahead and upscale again. Here in Canva, click the upscale button. All right, and remove the background because it's like a yellow tint from the back there. And there you go. And you can start creating your story scenes just like that. All right, one sheet at a time and create you a cool digital children's storybook. All right, so this is just the beginning. We have, if you didn't know, I have some upcoming classes. Let me share. Let me let you guys know what is coming up. Do I have it here? So if you are interested in learning how to do this, all right, I do have 3 classes coming up for you to be able to learn this. All right, let me share my screen so you can see where's the other screen here. All right. All right, so I do have a class coming up here. There are 3 separate classes depending on what you actually want to learn or need to learn, all right, to move forward in your process here. So on June 13th, we have a class here where you need, you're going to learn how to create your children's book using AI Canva. All right, we're going to go over some of the different tips here that we went over. You'll be able to create your story, create your characters, make sure they're consistent, create engaging stories, know all the tips and tricks on how to find best-selling stories, and then go ahead and make them your own. You will be able to design your book cover at the end of this and build your first book and know how to build books faster, okay? If you're interested in that class, that's June 13th. The next class is June 27th. All right. This is supporting those and helping them being able to complete the publishing platform, and you'll be able to publish with confidence. All right. So you'll know how to format your book. You'll know how to create professional covers for your book, upload them in Amazon KDP, how to upload them on a print on demand platform as well, how to publish them digitally and physically, and avoid a lot of the common mistakes. Okay. That class is June 22nd. The last class is July 11th, all right? I find out there's some people, I did my book, Miss T, it's already on Amazon KDP, it's on Lulu, I'm not getting sales. All right, then you need the marketing class. You need to know how to build your brand as an author and how to sell your books, all right? And so there's different ways. We'll go over how to promote your book, how to build a author presence, all right? We'll go over how to edit. You're going to get a Canva website, an author website template that, if you didn't know, you can make websites in Canva for free, okay? And so you're going to get one as part of this class. And so I'm going to go over how you can edit it and make it your own. Also, how to create long-term publishing business with partnership, with wholesale deals, with schools, with nonprofits, all right? So if that's something you need support in, you need to attend that class. Now, if you want to be a part of all 3, it's absolutely available. You can go ahead and register for it. I'm going to put the link in the description here, and in the comments, and it's going to be in the bio. Okay, these prices will not be the same. All right, this is the introductory price. Class is $27 each. If you want all 3 classes for the creator series, all right, it's $47. My VIP creator pass, you actually get access to a reselling mini training course that teaches people how to create storybooks using Canva and AI. So while you're building, you can now still make some income while you're learning by reselling this course, telling people what you're going through on your journey, and letting them know they too can learn how to do this. So you get access to that along with all the classes and additional support, where you get a call post class where we can go over anything that you need clarity for. And so that is for my VIP creators. That is $97 now. That will go up next week. Okay, I have limited because I want to be able to make the impact a little bit better and have an intimate class. And so tickets are limited for registration. So if you're interested in that, make sure you reserve your spot. All right. It's going to be really good. You're going to learn some exciting tips and tricks, and you will be able to not only do this yourself, but you're able to turn around in Turkey. Now, if you have children who are out and you have a teenager or middle schooler, all right, I teach. I've been an educator for over 15 years. I'm breaking it down. It's going to be very beginner friendly. They will be able to follow. So if you want them a part of the first class, so by the end of the class, they will be able to go ahead to create and publish their children's book. I'm sure they're going to go ahead and take the information very quickly and catch on faster than some of us. Okay, and so go ahead, register, have them sit there for class and let them learn. Okay, you do get access to the replay as well. So if there's something you're going to do, make sure you show them so they can follow along as well, or have them sit there with you and follow us while we go ahead and learn. All right, so that is available limited time. Okay, let me go back and make sure I showed you everything I wanted to show you. Oh, what is this? Okay. All right, stop sharing. Let me go back to my other screen. All right, perfect. All right, so I want to go back to the screen. So just a quick recap of everything we went over. Okay, so one, here's a few ways you can create, all right, consistency in your characters. So one is building character sheets. Okay, that is what it's called. All right, that is what you're creating. You're looking for ChatGPT to give you the expressions, the turnarounds, and the action poses. Okay, and once you have that, you now can take that back in, and while you're prompting for your scenes or your story book pages, you can now use this as a reference to ChatGPT for it to use. Okay, you also can do this if you're building characters to create stickers, notebook covers, digital dolls, as what they call them. All right, and so you can use it that way. Also, you can create storybook scenes as well. Now, I mean storyboards. All right, character sheets, storyboards. All right, you could do the storyboards with text of the actual story that's taking place, or it could just be storyboard images, no text. All right, you can utilize that again, referencing, probably bringing that back into AI and say regenerate scene 9. All right, and it will go ahead and look at it and now generate at a higher quality the scene 9. So now everything could be consistent while you are creating your images for your story. And then, of course, the game changer, that's what I call Google Gemini anyway, is actually being able to, with one prompt, all right, create your images within one prompt. I want to see if we could do this one more time. Hold on, guys, before we go. Now, I'm going to copy this. All right, I'm using the free account, so I think I'm out of being able to generate images. So let me just go to another one. All right, I'm using Google Gemini. I just want to try again, just so you can see. All right, I'm gonna paste. Let's do a different one. Create a scene. I'm gonna do different art. All right, we're gonna go over that in class 2. There are so many different art styles in creating children's books. You do not have to stick to that one art style. Let's see. I want to see if you guys can see that. You can't. Let me just show you real quick. All right, this is a reference. We go over this. There's so many art styles that you can do to create children's books. Okay, watercolor, pixel, Disney animation, comic book, vintage style, pop art. This is the one I use, the doodle art. That's the one I took into Gemini. This is so important. Okay, so we're going to go over a lot of things. You'll be able to have a lot of references. One, even if you do not want to use AI to create your children's book, You want to hire an illustrator. It's going to empower you in your conversation, and you'll know what you're explaining, what you're going over if you're hiring somebody to do your artwork. All right. If you do not want to use AI yourself, you at least have some context and be able to be, knowledgeable in the conversation, and everything is not solely on who you hired to do your artwork. Okay. So we go over all of that and you'll learn that. Definitely take this. You can screenshot it and you can reference it. All right. Later on. But those who take the class, you'll get this and so many other references to do that. All right. So let me remove that. I'm going to go back and let me see if I can. I said remove now. All right. Let me stop sharing. All right. Let me share my screen one more time. All right. And let's see if we can do this. I'm in Gemini. All right. Yes. Oh, let's do. All right. Let's do comic book. Let's do comic book. Comic book art style. Ages 5 to 8. Let me see. To go camping. I'm just changing my prompt. Child enjoys the let's ride to campgrounds. Now I could ask ChatGPT to give me a small story, change it to this, but it's okay. Camp. What is it called? Camp poop? Yeah, hold on. I'm getting beside myself. Child, let me use AI, child. let me. I didn't realize how much the line was. How many lines I had. All right, let me copy. Let me take over to ChatGPT. All right, I'm gonna open up a new chat. I'm just gonna tell him to change the story for me. Keep the prompt the same format. All right, I'm gonna use my microphone. Chatty, review the actual short story prompt I have. I want to keep the same format, but I just want to change it. I want to change it to a black boy enjoying his first day at camp. All right, make the necessary changes to match the actual theme of the story. All right, you click the check mark, press OK. All right, and so I should just get the same kind of outline of the story, and then now look, chatted too much. Where is it? Okay, we revise. Okay, let me just take it. I told you to keep it the darn same. No, that's not what I want because I want to make sure it. Hold on. Hold on. I saw something I wrote. Chat, that's not what I asked for. I didn't ask for a detailed scene. Review the format of the prompt that I have here of the story. I want you to generate the same format style. I don't need a very detailed prompt. Just change the story thing. What's the problem? And what? And what? No, she's talking about the show. No, she's shaking her hand. Oh. No, there's some cereal at this time, my friend. All right, so now what? Oh, what did you do? Child, what happened? The chat get tired, child? Lord have mercy. Maybe it's late night for maybe it's late night for child. What are you doing, my friend? You just went ghost. let me just put it in. Oh, good God Almighty! I gotta take one of create a scene. All right, let me just give Gemini that. Okay, let it create the scenes for me. All right, I'm gonna put that in. Make sure it's flashlight. Last time I had it on Pro, it was messing up. All right, flashlight. Let me make sure I'm in images. All right, make sure I'm in images. Camping. Let's see, for the first time and meet friends. Okay, I got comic book art style. Let's see if Gemini is able to do it. Well, it's gonna do what it did last time. It's going to create and then create 8 different images for that scene. If we do it again, then that's a game changer. If we don't do it again, then maybe I was just lucky. Let's see. See, create a storyboard. Okay, see, this is a storyboard. Let me see the prompt I used. 8 different, let me see. All right, guys. I was so happy. What happened? Create 8.
Hey, Eva, what do you want to do now?
Image scenes. Let's see now, guys. And that don't look comic book style. This looks like cartoon style. Gemini doesn't really do that well. Let me try chat. I never tried this in chat. Let's see. Let me see if chat know what I'm saying. Eat. Let's see, y'all. Eat. If not, then that must be my lucky day that Gemini was able to do that. So I'm gonna try it again tomorrow. Maybe it's sleepy. Let's see. Nope, it still did a storybook. Okay. I'm gonna try again later. It's not doing what it did the other time, where it generated it. Let me see. Generate each scene separately. Let's see. Because that's going to be helpful for a lot of us who don't have a lot of time. I already know about how chat is doing. It's not going to generate it individually. I do like chat pictures better. This is definitely not comic book style. Is it? Comic book. This is not comic book art. But it does look better than Gemini art. Let's see. I don't know how I did it before. Did it do it now? Lord have mercy. I'm going to find a way to do it. Because it did it before. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's tired. But again, I have, if you're interested, let me put the link. I do have the link. I'm going to put it in the comments for my upcoming classes. You can go ahead and click the link here that I'm putting in the comments, and you can check it out. If you're interested in learning how to create children's books using Canva AI, how to format and publish your book, or you need support in how to market and sell your books, you can get the whole Creator Series Pass for all 3 classes for only $47 if you are interested. All right, it will only be that price for a limited time. All right, so it's still giving us kind of the storyboard image. Child, I don't know what we did. I don't know what happened. It did it the last time. Let me see chat. Chat's still over here thinking. That's so odd. Look, it did it here. See? It generate each individual image for the. Hold on, let me see. Make sure. 18. So what's the difference? What's the difference than me doing it on here? Let me see. Create.
Why you claiming?
That's so weird. Let me try it again. Let me just use that same prompt. I want to know what's the difference. What they didn't understand with the prompt I used and the one I used before. Let's just see if we can do it again. Very odd. Oh, Chad is still thinking, y'all. Chad is still thinking. All right, you can go here and you can get access to the upcoming classes for the Creator Children's Book Creator Series. It will be a live class. You will have access to the replay and resources, prompt books. See, it's still giving the storybook, which is really cute. And you still could go ahead and take that into Canva and work with that. You could take this into Canva. Canva, are you asleep? What's going on, my friend? Oh, have mercy. All right, Canva is sleeping out. Good. Any day now, Canva. You got people working on this from all over the world. What wake up. What is wrong with you? All right, let me just paste it in here. All right, you still could do your thing here. All right. Well, that looks good. And look, you can work with that, guys. All right, you can do it the old school way. Here we go. You just crop. But I'm gonna make sure I find a way how to yep, and go ahead and bring that over. All right. Now this is great. This is for digital. I would not do this to publish a book in Amazon KDP or Lulu Publishing or Barnes and Nobles or Ingram Spark. But this would be great and easy for digital books. Okay. This is perfect for digital books. All right. Edit. And have to upscale. All right. Make it high quality. So it's not pixelated. All right, and there we go. Much better. Now you got your first page there. All right. Oh my Lord. This all right, and you can do it that way. All right. There you go. All right. So there you go. Here's some tips and tricks. Again, you guys, make sure if you're not following me, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. I also go live on TikTok as well. So if you're over there, make sure you follow and connect with us as well. You guys have a blessed day. If you have any questions, make sure you comment down below. If you use any other prompts, make sure you let me know. Show me. I want to see what you created here. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to go over this infamous, all right, this is kind of taking over the streets, all right? And so we're going to go over how to create the viral journal, notebook pages, and covers. Let me show you. I made some. And so we will go over quickly how you can generate and make your own This is perfect. This is cute. You can use your characters that probably you have. You can use your own picture. You can make some for your children, your teenagers. If you're an educator, you can make fun teacher themed ones. All right, but we're going to go over how to create these cute journal pages, notebook pages, and journal covers that seem to be trendy around in the Canva and Facebook streets. All right, you guys have a blessed one. And as always, be blessed.